looking for the easiest way. Well, we had a nice weekend of boxing, ladies and gentlemen. But what I want to talk about first and get out the way, I say the best for last. The next matchup I would like to see, and is already circulating in the streets of boxing. Let's see if this comes into play. It's Ryan Garcia, who is 22-0 with 18 knockouts, possibly facing Issac Pitbull Cruz, who is 23-2-1 with 16 knockouts. And speaking of Issac Cruz, he just fought this weekend on the Errol Spence versus Jordanis Ugas undercard against Jordanis Gamboa. Gamboa, he's an old man in the sport right now, 40 years old. Look damn good for a 40-year-old, let's just be honest. The average 40-year-old that's walking around would not be able to deal with what this man is dealing with. And shout out to him, Gamboa. He's much more of a gatekeeper right now, giving guys they welcome into the open door of possibly bigger and better fights, as far as viewership and money-wise for these young fighters. So Issac Cruz took on Gamboa this past weekend, and I knew that fight was going to turn out the way that it did. The only thing that looked a little different to me, that I was surprised that I seen, was the difference in Issac Cruz. What I mean by that, not that he changed up his energy. He's still that pit bull coming forward, looking forward to landing bombs, no matter what type of punch he is throwing. That's what he likes to do. A lot of people call him a little mini Mike Tyson. I just call him a little pit bull because, pit bulls, they real short to the ground and they're very vicious. They like to get up and under you. And Issac Cruz will have to do that, being a shorter guy and being probably one of the shortest guys in his division and in the sport of boxing. With that being said, he knocked Gamboa down, a total of four times that I can remember. And I knew it was going to be that way. Floyd Mayweather is looking to push someone else in case that Tank Davis does leave, and most likely he's going to move on. Apparently, he grew out of Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions. It happened in the sport of boxing. No need to shed a tear or raise any hell about it. You got the opportunity to grow. You go ahead and grow and take care of yourself and your brand. So Floyd is looking for someone else to push, and there's not much in his stable that he can push. So Issac Cruz, they're known to the mass eyes of boxing, fighting Tank Davis some months back and surviving the Tank Hurricane, and he claims some notoriety, and people is looking and expecting Issac Cruz to be a star. So we're going to see how far his stardom goes. But for him and Ryan Garcia to possibly fight this July would be good, because I've been putting this out there when we're discussing boxing on the YouTube with the great content makers over there, that a lot of these guys, they clout chase a lot, people. They clout chase a lot, and they want to attach their names to what's going on. You know what I mean? They following trends and things like that. It's just like everyday living, except for they doing it in the sport. Everybody want to be, so up with the Joneses, and that's what it is with a lot of these boxers right now. But the difference, it's a little difference the way it operates in everyday life and in the ring. You got to earn it. You have to earn it on the streets too, in a way, but in the sport of boxing or in any sport, on a grind as high as that, you got to earn it most of the time. And the cloud chasing is becoming too overwhelmed and overkill, and the whole boxing world and community is fed up with it. So we see that they try to do a few different things. in boxing right now, but it's still a whole lot of circus shit going on with it too. But we'll talk about that another time. But this fight is needed to be made because by Ryan Garcia having a name, his name is actually bigger than what his status is in the sport of boxing. Let me say that. I'm gonna say that again. His name, just his name, is bigger than the status that he is rated at in the sport of boxing. You know, he's a social media success. You know, he has a lot of young Instagram followers and whatever else. But that don't matter in a boxing ring when it comes to fighting. You know, in boxing, that shit don't matter. But with that being said, he was able to create a buzz for himself, and you know, also being under the legendary Oscar De La Hoya, and being a kid somewhat like Oscar. Oscar was a beast in the ring. No matter how he operates now, he was a beast in the ring. Good looks, and would kick your ass in the ring. And this was supposed to be Oscar De La Hoya 2.0, not much of Canelo, which a lot of people were saying at one point, but you can see it more so as a Ryan Garcia, you know, slender, tall, you know what I mean, but the difference between them, Ryan Garcia is no way near a Oscar De La Hoya in no kind of way. There's nothing in his skill set that reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya. Does he have potential? Everybody has potential, so, you know, yeah, he has potential, but we gotta really find out how good he really is. I mean, people give him credit. Yeah, I can see he can box. They all can box. They're professionals. They're amateurs. They're Olympians. They can all box. You know, all of them are just not as good as a lot of others. And then there are some who are good, people that we're never really going to see get a chance. That's what you call the murderer's black row. Y'all need to check that out. Y'all never heard about that. The murderer's black row is about a landmine filled of great fighters who never got the chance to dance on a great stage for a lot of reasons. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that with some guys, you know, and it's a shame, you know, but when these guys like Oscar De La Hoya, and I mean not Oscar De La Hoya, excuse me, but when these guys like Ryan Garcia and get to talking about who they want to fight, who they compare themselves to, we as fans, we actually need to see that. You understand what I'm saying? We need to see it. And we don't be seeing it. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that we are not seeing in the sport of boxing. But some things that we could possibly see, you finally get an answer to is in the progress. I don't want to talk about that one right now. That's too hot. It needs its own segment. But with that being said, you know, I like to call, we have what I call, you know, the Pee Wee League in boxing. And this is a group of guys who's not on the upper level yet, even because they haven't been brought on the correct way. You know what I mean? They shit being fixed. They getting a lot of lightweight. You know what I mean? A lot of tomato cans. Y'all know what I'm saying. You know, they getting guys that they have 90 to 10 chance of beating. Alright, so manufacture shit. They get manufactured opponents and things like that instead of bringing them on gradually as they grow and as they get better. You know what I mean? So if they really good, bring them on the right way. I'm not saying advance them, but there are who are skilled enough and been blessed with the talent and everything else to be advanced. You see what I'm saying? But everybody can't be advanced. You gotta take your time and, you know, fight the right shit. You see what I'm saying? Because we all get caught up in what a resume, about a person's resume, but not really getting into what the resume is. You see what I'm saying? We just get, oh, he fought this person. But, you know, a lot of times when a fighter fight another big name fighter or, you know, a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, a lot of times those fighters are not in their prime. They pass their peak and all that. You know what I mean? And that's something else I will get into on another episode. But I call this, you know, it's a little Pee Wee League going on. And these group of guys are guys who has potential. We see the potential on these guys. They're not exactly ready to go into the big league. You see what I'm saying? But they have the potential. But they have to show us that they gradually grew out of the Pee Wee League. You see what I'm saying? Up to the next league. Not just fighting a couple motherfuckers in the Pee Wee League and then you just go jump to the big stage and be up there with the major hitters and shit. And it don't work. It don't work for you. You know what I mean? Because you have a better chance of getting your ass whipped because you ain't prepared. You see what I'm saying? You haven't properly prepared yourself to face someone on a big stage. And this is what happens in the sport of boxing. We have seen it so many times. And, you know, Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy, that's what they was trying to do, people. And then, you know, things that they seen, they had to slow down on it. And, you know, it became a little soap opera with what's going over there with Golden Boy and his fighters. You know, Canelo was going, and it seemed like Ryan Garcia was going to leave next and blah, 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 and all this. And, you know, but apparently they figured something out to try to keep things pretty cool. And really, to be honest with y'all, Golden Boy might as well try to work things out with Ryan Garcia because he don't have nothing over there really. You know, what his biggest thing that he had, you know, since Canelo left was Virgil Ortiz, and he's out of commission right now, and we don't know if he's going to come back, and we don't know how he's going to look when he does come back. So, you know, it's better to try to let's work with this guy now, and let's see what can happen. But yeah, so you got Ryan Garcia, Issac Cruz. He had one fight. He got one big taste of the big stage and shit. But we need to see him do a little more. So before actually throwing him up there, you know, keeping him there, bring him back one more time so we can make sure this is not a fluke. Because also Floyd Mayweather is in the same situation too as Oscar De La Hoya. Because as we know right now, Tank Davis is leaving Mayweather Promotions after he go do his kill job with Rolly Romero. So they're both in the same situation. So they got to work with what's the next best thing that they have left in their stable. You see what I'm saying? And right now, for Oscar, it's looking like, okay, we got to go ahead and start working Ryan. But let's go back down. Let's go back down. And let's start in there. And let's get him somebody that somewhat has the same potential, same skill level, same skill level, the tendencies or whatever you want to call it, but y'all get what I'm saying. And let's put them in there, and then we move on from there. That's the best way to do it. And apparently it looks like that's what Golden Boy are doing with Ryan Garcia. Same thing. It look like that's what Floyd is doing with Issac Cruz. Even though Issac Cruz has the advantage over Ryan Garcia because he has fought an elite fighter, and Ryan Garcia has not fought no one elite yet. Not even a B-level fighter, to be honest. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with his record. Go check out Box Rec and anywhere else that have these shits documented so you can find out what's going on with your fighter and really study that. Because that's where you'll understand the importance of the resume and just not names on a resume. But I told y'all I would get into another episode about that, alright? But yeah, so one more time before I move on with the subject. And we got a Pee Wee League. So you got Ryan Garcia right there, Issac Cruz, newer guys that just came in that's only maybe between 3 to maybe 8 fights in. You got Frank Martin, Keyshawn Davis, you got his brother. You know, it's a lot going on in this next generation of fighters after these OGs rule out, which is, you know, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, you know, the Charlos, they're the old heads of boxing right now. You see what I'm saying? So y'all can see how this shit is growing and how time fast is moving. These guys are aging. You know, they at the not too far from exiting they peak. You see what I'm saying? And then you got a lot of newer talent, you know, that's out here that's ready to be the next ones to set it off and make their generation better than the generation before them. You see what I'm saying? With the Errol Spencers and all those guys, Keith Thurmans and stuff like that, fighters like that. But getting back, this is what's needed. So this is definitely a fight. So hopefully it's just not roaming around in the boxing streets and it actually goes into play. Of course, I could see Issac Cruz stopping Ryan Garcia. But there's also a chance that Ryan Garcia, if he's brave enough, if he's tactical enough, he can survive the pressure and the power of Issac Cruz somewhat neutralizing, keeping neutralized, and possibly beating. Do I think Ryan Garcia has the power to stop Issac Cruz, or he would drop him? Punching power is we talk. That's another thing. We talk about he can crack, but sometimes your power is only as effective as because you have a weaker opponent in front of you, and it happens like that. So we don't really know if his power is his power like that. Yes, he has power. I'm not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Ryan Garcia does have power, but is his power the truth power like that? See, we know a few fighters who power is the real deal. See what I'm saying? That damn Tank Davis is the hardest and best power puncher in the sport of boxing right now via the exit and retirement of the Bronze Bomber. Alright? Hands down. You see what I'm saying? We have a few other guys that can crack, but Tank has been cracking some top tier opposition. So we see that is the truth. And then sometimes we see guys and they don't never produce another knockout for fights later, or that's equaling to maybe a couple of years later. So we really don't know if his power is legit like that. Now, if Ryan Garcia goes in and stop Issac Cruz, that's very impressive. So yes, at that moment, he deserves to get the credit that he think he deserves to get now, and he doesn't. Now, he said, in the post-fight, after the fight with Tago, that he realized that he made a mistake. He was talking too fast, knowing that he's not ready. So what he's going to do, he's going to step back, hopefully get himself right, because his lack of being in the gym is the reason why we would never see how good this guy really is, because he's not dedicated. He's dancing with it. You see what I'm saying? It's like having two dance partners at the same time. You're not going to really be able to show your skills off because you got one on your left hand and one on your right hand. How you going to be able to show your shit off? You ain't going to be able to really get it off. It's going to look cool, but then it ain't going to be cool. You need to one at a motherfucking time. So it's good to see that. So maybe this fight, if it takes place, then we'll see who next to get a bigger stake on their plate. And this is a good matchup. A lot of people in the boxing community has been talking about this being a good matchup. And I totally agree with it, because Ryan Garcia is definitely not ready for Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, and a few other guys. He's not ready for those guys yet. Issac Cruz, somewhat ready, but we need to see him again. Ryan, we really got to see if you're ready. You see what I'm saying? So we can't see no more Lunchables for Ryan Garcia. We got to see a 4-course meal. You see what I'm saying? So this would be a big fight for the both of these young men. And like I said, it would be something else if Ryan Garcia can stop Issac Cruz. Now, don't move too fast. Don't go crazy. That don't mean that he would knock out Tank Davis, whoever. I don't give a darn who Ryan Garcia knocks out. He ain't messing with Tank Davis. You understand what I'm saying? But if you disagree, that's what's up. I had no problem with it. If they ever fight, put your money on Ryan. I got mine on take, and we gonna keep it moving. But yeah, these type of fights need to be taking place. Also, you can throw a few other fighters in the Pee Wee League because there's question marks with them. Like Teofimo Lopez. We don't know what's going on with him. After his father and fumble against George Kambosos and that whole situation, I will talk about that on another episode. But how he's gonna look, he's talking about coming back at 140, which is a very dangerous, very interesting weight class. So it's a lot going on down there at 140, and I don't know. We gotta see how this guy gonna look. We know his mind ain't right. He's a little off, so we don't know. So Teofimo can be in that. You see what I'm saying? And a few other guys, but it's a lot of little dangerous new guys out there, and some guys who's been in there just for a little bit, that ain't too far behind far as fights, far as when it comes to like having the same amount of fights as a Ryan Garcia, Boom. What's up, y'all? I see y'all leaving out. That was a pre-recorded podcast that I did. So I could give y'all something. I'm trying to get back to work, but man, I couldn't shout y'all out. So I was basically at the end of that. So shout out to my girl Quee for stopping through. The solid one, DP Rocker, my brother, Just Do. Who else? Let me get back up here. Excuse my manners, y'all. I wanted y'all to I didn't want to shout y'all out and y'all missed what I was saying. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Who else I missed? Let me go back up. Hope everybody having a great morning going into the afternoon. For those who be turning home from the fight weekend, hopefully y'all getting some rest. If you had to go back to work, I hope you ain't struggling. But if you are, you got a great reason. Ghost nephew, what's going on? Salute to you. If you still in the building. So this is one of the new things that's going on in the streets right now. As y'all heard that Ryan Garcia may be facing Issac Cruz in July. Also, what I left out at the end, I forgot to tell y'all this part. Oscar is offering Issac Cruz $1 million payday. So I guess they won't be asking for too much in return from Florida and for Ryan. That's a good pay. That's a good pay for the both of those guys. Ryan might get a little more, but I'm pretty sure it's something they can agree on. It shouldn't be a problem with that. Like I said, if y'all still here, y'all agree with me, I think it's a good fight for the both of them. And like I said, I mean, we seen Issac Cruz. He had one taste of it with the elite with Tank Davis. Got a lot of praise for surviving via Tank Davis injured arm, but no disrespect to Issac Cruz. He just stopped Gamboa, which was known, you know what I mean? So we don't need to see no more of that. Like I said, Floyd don't have much to work with, so he's gonna roll the dice with Issac Cruz, and a good way to start that over. The safest way is not to throw him in there with none of the top five. And Ryan Garcia really needs to be tested. We don't need to see any more of those Tagos and the rest of those cats he's been facing. So this is a matchup that makes sense, and we should be tuned in to watch. No matter who you like. If you just like boxing and not a fan of either guy, then it's a great match for you also. I don't know what will happen, but definitely whoever wins out this fight can possibly move a little forward, and take another closer step, take a step closer to really getting in there with the dogs. I man, I don't know. If you're just thinking about it, just thinking about it. Just offhand, either one can win that fight. I might be giving a prediction too early, but once it actually come into play, which I think will happen, I'll probably repeat myself, probably have a change of mind. But it's all right. I know. Come on, Crush, man. I don't see Ryan beating Issac Cruz. I can hear y'all saying, I hear the whispers. Yeah. But see, this is the most intriguing and surprising thing about this situation. Cause now we really get to see what Ryan is really made of. You see what I'm saying? Does he have any dog in him? Is he a pup or he a dog? You know what I'm saying? So this is really more so of a test for Ryan Garcia. More so than Issac Cruz. I think he is still, if Ryan was to beat Issac Cruz, he would still get a couple paychecks, but hey, these guys got to make other moves because their line is running thin. They don't have much to produce, and I'm not talking about the fighters. I'm talking about their promoters. You know, like I said in the podcast, Golden Boy and Mayweather, they both in the same situation. With shit, really, you think about it, a lot of these promotion companies are basically in the same situation. You know, when you really think about it, because fighters had left. You know, they got upset to where they was at. They outgrew it or whatever the case is. Or may have been, you know, lawsuits and, you know, breach of contracts and all type of stuff. So, you know, it ain't too many guys that really have a, you know, far as, you know, a banner for big fights, you know, to go on. You know, they're scattered out. You know, this newer generation is scattered out. You know, the older generation, we already know where they at far as platform wise. But you know, like I said, far as the promoters, man, you know, they don't have, these promoters do not have much in a stable. So now they don't have no other option but to tighten up the gap, like I was explaining in the podcast. They have to tighten up that gap because things is moving on. Things are moving forward now. You know, we're about to get that fight that we all been waiting for. Just that fast and wait for the announcement. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm pumping my brakes to really talking about that. I want to give it a break until I actually hear the announcement. So I don't want to go into that too much. Y'all understand me? Y'all know how I feel about this. But nonetheless, if you're talking about it, it is worth talking about it. But y'all know how I feel about it. But they had, and because of this, you know, after that, those two dogs, those two legends are moving on. There's not much left. So the guys, you know, that's still hanging around, you know, Keith Thurman, he's one of those winos on the corner. You see what I'm saying? He ain't got nobody to sing doo-wop with no anymore. Now, you know, it's the newer cats. They ain't coming up on the motherfucking corner to harmonize, motherfucker. They coming up on that corner drill rapping. Hey, if you want to get paid and you really want to show you like that, then motherfuckers stay there and test that motherfucking shit and see if you can hang note for note with these young motherfuckers that's coming up next. Or just bow out gracefully because there's nothing left for you in your class. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to have to be hungover, get left over to get ran over because it's really going to be harder now, you know, for those guys, a few guys that's still laying around after Arrow and Bud move on. You see what I'm saying? We don't know. Danny ain't popping the fuck back up. Not at 147. Not when Boots got fucking next. So he might, you know, go to 154 unless he can, you know, wiggle his way around a few paychecks without facing goddamn Boots. You know, he might have the heart to face a couple of the other guys that's coming in. You know, Rashidi Ellis and, you know, you got these guys, man, listen. You got Conor Ben who really needs
to get in the ring with somebody. I was going to say that for another time, but fuck it. I gave y'all the pre-recording. Now I'm live. God damn it. Now I'm live. So Conor Ben, you know, he really needs to get in the ring with somebody. You know, leave AB alone. Why are you bothering him? It's a coward move. I really don't care about whatever talent or potential you see in this dude. What I see is a guy that's lacking heart and courage because he still want to play around with who he wants to build his name and his brand up against. Come on, bruh. Stop trying to age motherfuckers out. This motherfucker's trying to age out some cats that's about to age out, but they still at their peak. You understand what I'm saying? They still at their peak. You see what I'm saying? So he don't want to fuck with them because he's definitely not ready for them. But then, you know, there's his class. He ain't trying to holler at nobody in his class. Conor Ben ain't trying to holler at nobody in his class. Look at the names he's calling out. Now, I would have respected the motherfucker if he called out Corn on the Cob. God damn, like, leave AB alone. Then this shit just going over there in the UK. He want to fight old Kell Brook. Leave Kell Brook alone, motherfucker. Come on, my guy. Come on. Y'all still going to keep on supporting this shit? I'm not doing it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. So yeah. He got to show me something. All right, that shit working against what he fighting. Put something in front of him for real. Let's see. We don't know. He's a question mark. I ain't trying to change your perspective. If that's how you feel about Conor Ben, that's what's up. I'm telling you how I see Conor Ben. It's too much of that going on. Stop clout chasing. Stop trying to fucking fight a whole bunch of senior citizens and a whole bunch of Pee Wee League ass motherfuckers. This dude in the top 5. Why is he trying to fight motherfuckers from 20 to 25 or some shit? For what? You trying to build something. Or fake build, halfway built. He want his shit manufactured. He ain't getting the respect. He don't go in the same sentence as them dudes, as far as I'm concerned. He don't. What did he do to earn that? To come out of any of y'all mouths? He ain't beat up no motherfucking goddamn body. Van Herden, come on. When is this going to stop? It's like everybody hitting the same bitch. You see what I'm saying? You think you got the hottest motherfucker around. No, niggas. Now this person that ran down on him. Oh, yeah, that motherfucker that ran. That motherfucker. Stop that bullshit. Stop building these guys' resumes off of guys that been ran down on, bombed down, depleted, and everything else. No. That's what I mean about this resume thing, y'all. The fuck? You scared, you young ass bully. It's like a motherfucker, he got to live in a nursing home because he suffered, some injuries. He's not able to really care for himself like that. He don't have no family or none, or they just don't want to put up with the time that's needed to care for him. So they send him to, a nursing home, but he's the youngest motherfucker in there. Everybody there is 30 years plus older than him. He the youngest motherfucker in there. And he just bullying everybody. Rolling around in this motherfucking goddamn wheelchair. Roll up to their table, take their jello and all that shit. Ain't shit they can do about it. He only doing it because he know he can get the fuck away with it. And then want you to give him some stripes for that bullshit. Nah. No. That's Conor Ben. That's what he's doing. Look at the names he's calling out. I think that shit sounds equivalent to me. Somebody tell me if my motherfucking simple complications, this fucking calculation is off. Please tell me. These are the things that are not needed. Stop hurrying. Yeah. Stop, man, stop it. Until proven otherwise, their skill set and potential ain't shit. If they're not going up against equal skill level and potential people. Skill level ain't shit. I don't care what you see. I'm saying the same thing. But are you saying something different for me to where he's displaying it in front of or on? That's where our visions get different. I guess it is. Oh, well, somebody's vision is blurry. I ain't going to call you out. Somebody's vision is blurred. We should be saying the same goddamn thing. But I guess we're not. Okay. You know, when you walk with your eyes closed, you're bound to bump into something, right? You're bound to trip over something, damn it. You're bound to derail and not walk in a straight line. You're going to flank left or flank right. It ain't going to be right for you. Open your eyes. No, he's another question mark. He ain't stamped yet. He ain't made yet. Don't give him that. Great minds of boxing. Don't give him that. I'm talking to the great minds of boxing. Casuals, that's what they do. They don't understand this language that I'm speaking. Speaking to y'all. Right there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Speaking to y'all. Come on. Give us something, Connor Ben. If we can get Ryan Garcia, and hopefully this happens, but I think it's going to happen because it needs to happen. Because like I said, the golden ship is sinking, y'all. It's sinking. He got to do something in order to give him time to find something else. Right? It makes sense. Follow me? It makes sense, right? So I guess we will see this matchup, and I think it's the proper test for both of these young men. What's up, Mad Chad? Yeah, so that's why I don't feel that, man. I don't feel no fighter that's doing it. So like I said, just do their potential and a skill set is non and void, man. Until proven otherwise. This is just common wise. This is just common wise, yo. I don't support it. I ain't with it. So, Golden Boy finally mans up and said, damn it, we didn't have it. We got to do something. We already sinking. We got our main guy. He's on the injury reserve list. We don't know. He's out to be announced. He's TBA right now. Virgil is TBA right now. To be announced. So we don't know. But I'm wishing him the best. And hopefully it's not career ending. But if it's career detrimental and it's a 50-50 chance, then just bow out. Because it can be worse. And I don't want that for him or any other fighter. Very dangerous sport. I respect them all. No matter if I'm roasting their ass or not. Just talking facts. So the guy has to do something. These guys have to do something. So I'm with that. That's a good one for me. After this, does Ryan. Who moves on? You know, Pee-wee League pre-championship. Ryan Garcia, Issac, Cruz. This is the like the Elite Eight. You know? Go up into the Final Four. Exactly, Dwayne. You know, but for Tago really don't get in there. So it's important that, you know, this make sense because we all have talked about this so many times. So I'm with it. I think we would get more further news on this as possible from what I seen and what I gave y'all. It makes sense. The money agreement shouldn't be about shit. You see what I'm saying? Long Floyd don't do no bullshit. Come on, man. Oscar say, hey, I'll give Issac $1 million. So he probably had to give what? Ryan $1.8 million, a little more than Issac Cruz. That's a little more. It makes sense. Make it happen. And then they move up a little bit. But they have to start doing this because, like I said, that gap. We're gonna keep needing this consistency of great matchups to go forth, and it's just like here, it thins out after a while, and it's starting to thin out because guys are moving on. No matter if they're getting out the game or they moving to another weight class, especially these guys that's above 30. No matter if they're in the early 30s or mid 30s, but they are moving on because after Errol and Terrence, they don't need to be there no more. Neither one of them needs to be there anymore after they do what they need to do. Now, if one chooses to stay, that's what's up. But most likely, I think they both going to move on after this because they have did what was needed to be done for their class in their era. We got down to the bottom of it. We had to wait some time, but we didn't have to wait 100 fucking Jurassic Park years for it. Like we had to wait 100 Jurassic Park years for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? So at least we're getting it. It took a little time, but it's not taking as much time. But all the circus show shit that been going on, it makes it seem like it's been taking a little longer than that. But when you sit back and think about it, no. You see what I'm saying? But because of the anticipation of everyone wanting to see this fight, yes. And like we discussed, if they really want the people to pay their money, which people would pay to see this fight, we'll all take out hard-earned money. And we'll pay $100 if they got a championship fucking undercard that makes sense along with it. Because I understand how few people felt about the undercard this weekend. Because it was some of the guys, they was just they overly matched some motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? I don't really want to go back into that. We already know Josito is fucking old, Vargas is fucking old, Gamboa is fucking old, and that's the problem. And that's what I was talking about moments ago. And this is the reason why some people had a problem with the undercard, not with the bigger name on the undercard. It's just the name that they matched up with it for the bout. And I get that because think about it. They was all the main event undercards was guys that was in there with dudes that shouldn't have been there with them. Guys who was battered. You see what I'm saying? Guys that got Purple Hearts and shit like that. Gold medals for going to war, getting beat the fuck down on. You see what I'm saying? Look at it. Y'all think about it. Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa. Francisco Vargas. Josecito Lopez. I understand. We can't have that no more. Find a better way for these older guys that still needs to get the bigger check that they get. If they're not working on the side or their business not as successful, they can do something else. If the microphone ain't for them in the sport of boxing, hey man, create a fucking camp. Do something. Join a camp. Be a boxing consultant. Y'all would be great for it. Hand on hand. You see what I'm saying? Let's knock these judges off. Let's change that shit up. We need to have people who actually been in that ring, been ringside, and scoring these fights. I know with some of the judges, we get judges who have actually a boxing, background, for the amateurs, whatever, probably was a pro at some point, that's good. But as far as everything else, we need that. We need that just as well as we need these proper matchups. But I get it. Let these guys do something else because it's a sword to the eye. We want to see the best fight the best. Not some of the best or future best fighting who already been fucking questioned and packed up and put away. You know when seasons come, you gotta change up your closet and shit like that. Pack them motherfuckers up with this shit that you ain't gonna wear next winter at all. You know, had 2 goddamn winter goddamn packets. The ones you gonna wear next winter and the shit you gonna give away because you gonna replace with newer shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all shop, y'all parents, y'all do it like that. That's what need to be done with these cats. Pack them up, put them away. And what's not gonna be used or don't need to be used again. And I can understand that people dislike, who have a dislike for the undercard. But the great thing is about that, the main event made up for it. Shit, it ain't had to be a fucking undercard. It could have just been Ugas and Errol for all I'm fucking concerned. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been that, and I would have been fine with it. You know, so got to keep everything tight. But listen, man, I'm not going to hold y'all people up any longer. You know, I'm just a small fry, man, trying to move up in this game. So, you know, respectfully, y'all came through. Shout out to my man, boxing matchup, Dwayne Freeman, my partner. Get ready, y'all. We working on some shit. To my other bro, my partner, Just Do Boxing, man, doing a great job. Thanks for coming through. My man, Mad Chat, also does great things. Thank you for coming through. DP Rocker, I'm on you, man. I'm going to call you when I think you ready. We'll bust it up. We still going to do that thing. Quee, everybody that stopped through and checked out this live. I appreciate y'all. Yo, share this shit out. Tell a motherfucker to subscribe. It's Crush Nation Boxing. Brought to you by Yoda Wise Crush. Thank you for stopping through. And I see y'all in the neighborhood. Have a blessed day. Peace.